There we go. All right. Where are you? So, you see what I see, correct?
Yeah.
Good. Let's start it up. Server. Okay, so this is how we're going to study this film, right? Every time we look at it, we're going to look at all of the contacts and where you get on different contacts.
Okay.
So we're just going to see, you know, how you feel about everything. And I don't know if you remember individual matches this far back, but we're going to see what you think. So tell me about this serve. Let's start here. What do you think of your serve?
Well, it was a lot harder that day. I know that. It was like, it's easier to hit it at the contact point, like that game.
Let's go again, okay? So you served. This is where Shika over here is standing, right? Let's see. What do you think of that? The fact that she didn't take a step.
I probably should have served it somewhere else.
Right. Maybe you were trying to, because again, we don't know what's happening in your mind right now. Maybe you remember that point. But she literally didn't take like a baby step. Yeah? So we need to put a little bit more pressure from the start. She needs to start hustling for balls. She's standing up. I'm guessing that you chose to serve her for a strategic reason. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah. No.
Okay. No, not wrong. All right. So that's good. You've defined who the worst player is, or who the player you think you can pick on is. But now you need to pick on them completely and totally. You know, not only make them hit, but make them uncomfortable when they hit. Right now, you gave her a ball like right in her lap and making it relatively easy on her. Right? She still got a crappy pass, so looks like the right person is here. Okay. Good spacing. I like that you moved away there. See that?
Yeah.
Pass and then created an open space. Is this before or after our clinic?
This was before.
Okay. Before. Okay, cool. Nice. Earned another point. We're going to go back here. Yeah, for sure. Next time you video, set this video up on the back of the court, put it on a tripod or balance it on a water bottle, like a flip-flop of a water bottle, anything that looks to the entire court so it doesn't have to move, and then you don't even have to pay attention.
Perfect.
That's interesting. So you served one girl and you got basically an overpass and a kill. And then you served the other girl.
Yeah.
Interesting is what we'll say. Right? Somebody gave you a point. Let them give you another one. Okay. So now they've both given you a point.
Yeah.
So now we're wondering what we should do. Which one was better? Was it good or bad that you forced her into a tomahawk?
Good.
Yeah. Anytime you force somebody to tomahawk and serve receive, you've taken away their number one control option, which is their platform. Right? Your platform is your best form of control. So if you can take that away from the other team, if you take away their platform, you've done job number one. Perfect. Let's see again. Let's see if these girls move to serve receive. There you go. A step. Okay, now you went back to the other girl. And now we're thinking ADD. Like, I don't see a game strategy yet. Let's see. Okay. Oh! See you later. Okay. I want to see how you enter the court here. See how she's bumping? Right? This position when she's contacting the ball, every time. Do you have a notepad with you, by the way?
I have paper and pen.
All right. You're in class right now, so take notes when you think something is valuable.
Okay.
Every time there's a contact, a second or third contact, you usually won't have time to get in there by the first one, but you still have to pay attention. The second contact, your feet have to be stable. Because I know coaches are training their players to go over on two, get kills on two. So you have to make sure that you're getting in there and you're getting stable before the second contact so that you never get beat with one of those, crappy bump overs or a set over or bump to the corner.
Yeah.
Right. Full focus for an entire point. Both got stable. Nice. Good deep free ball by them. Okay. Wait, what happened?
It skipped.
That's the next clip.
Oh, got it. It's a clip. Okay. All right. Now I see it. Ooh, good movement, Anya. Way to protect the on two. Look at her. She's up there. Jeez. Wow. She's up there. Okay. Good protection. Good block. Where's your defender here? What's she doing?
I don't know. She stood up because the point was over.
Oh, my bad. How was it over?
Because I think she touched it when I put it over. I don't know. It was confusing.
1, 2, 3. The heck was that?
Actually, you know what? I remember that in the game, and everyone, and the girls just cheered. And
the ref.
That was a volleyball BC ref too.
Yeah.
It was not a kid.
Like gave us a point, and I don't know.
What? You blocked this? Block. 1, 2. Okay. Next point. Good. Act like you want it, and that's all you need to do. Okay. So here's what you're doing. On the play before it, you just had a really good on-two defense, right? Because you're blocking, so you protected the on-two. Now on here, as soon as this ball goes to this girl, you sprint in front of her to the receiver.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
Stay in front of her.
Stay in front of the person who passed?
Yeah.
What if she passes wide and tight to the net? So what if you see my cursor?
Yeah.
What if she passes over here? What would happen if she passed over here with you in this position?
I wouldn't get to the ball.
Right. You wouldn't get to the ball, and this person could have an easy poke over or just a quick slap. So you need to remember here that your spacing is about protecting the on-two ball first. So as of this moment, we need to be protecting this attacker, because the person who is about to set is the first attacker, right? So you need to make sure, you need to be covering her, making sure that she can't attack, right? And then you can shift over to the person who is going to hit, most likely. Right? So you're not going to be locked on her. You're not going to be locked on her, but you're going to be somewhere in the middle ground. over here so that you're within a hand's reach of the person who's about to set, and you're within, hopefully, in a hands and arms reach in front of the attacker.
Okay.
But if you just sprint immediately to who passed, then you're going to leave a net wide open or on two attacks wide open. Yeah. Only if that play ends up coming to you are you going to be in a good position to play defense. But you need to be prepared to play defense if the play goes away from you.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay. If something I say, like, if it's like, could you explain it deeper, then just let me know. Yeah. So you left her wide open. See, that ball came over here. She now can snap anywhere from, where's my annotator? There we go. Oh. Okay. Anywhere from here, that's all you're protecting, which means that she has all of this as well, right? Because now she can pass your arm. So she can snap into that corner and all the way to over here, right? And that means that she can just stand and snap over the net without your hand being in the way at all.
Yeah.
You need to be able to at least get your hands quickly over the net and touch it if she ends up snapping. And we're talking, now remember, Anya, like, I'm going to try to coach you at the highest level. Like, what a college or world tour team would try to do for you and the weaknesses that you have. So maybe you're not going to play somebody consistently who would see that and snap over. But if I know, if I'm playing and I see that this blocker doesn't defend me on two, I am just going to poke or bump right over here because your defender's nowhere near it and you are nowhere near this.
Yeah. Okay.
So you just have to protect those on twos. Let's go back to my mouse. Okay. Got it. Over. I'm not sure where your defender is playing again. You know, you're taking up this space here, but she's just sitting middle. So I'm guessing maybe you guys haven't played anybody who hits really, really hard, because that cut shot is wide open, cross court swing is wide open. Okay. Good luck. Go. Okay, next one. Could you have set this?
Did I?
Could you have set it?
Could you have said it?
Oh, yeah, probably.
So you have a choice here, right? And right now this choice is being made where I can not jump and send a slow ball over the net without vision, or I can do my best to set this person, my partner, so that they can jump and attack, right? If you're not forced into something, and right now this ball's not really forcing you into it. If it were on the tape, right, if it were tight and like 50-50, then I'd say, yeah, okay, like go up and slap. Don't wait for it to come down. But you got to weigh like the pros and cons. Right now, you have the chance to set it and you can attack it, but you chose stand attack with no vision, right? And you sent the ball up. Watch it go off your hand. It goes up. So now you've given them a lot of time because you've given them the time to react to a standing attacker, right? And you've given them the time because the ball is going up. So you've given them twice the reaction time they should get. Right? In this situation, you got to find a way to set this. Right. or jump and get aggressive. Let's see here. Are we square?
No.
All right. So we can be square there. Okay, here's what would help you in this situation. Okay. So, what's your partner's name?
What's your partner's name?
Oh, Shanley.
Shanley?
Yeah.
All right. So here, I want you to look at the space that you've created in between the ball and yourself. There's the ball right there. There's the tip of your knee. Okay. So right now, you've given her maybe 1.5 feet of space to make a good pass. Because a good pass is off of our inside foot, right? Yeah. So she doesn't want to pass anywhere over here because it's going to be crossing her body, and then you're going to end up in like a weird situation, right? Where this person, you're running across her, and then you don't know if you should back set, and then you're going to have to do a run through set of some sort. So she can't pass over here across her body. So your job is to create space and bump out. That way you can move forward into your set.
Yeah.
Remember we talked about that in camp, always being able to move forward into your set, forward into your set. So you've given yourself not much opportunity to move forward here. And you've really squeezed her, because if she wants to help you move forward as a setter, she's got about that much space to do it. So all we need right here is once this ball comes to your partner. Hello. Okay. Yep. Once we see this ball coming over to your partner, here we go, and here. Okay. You see her coming over, create space. Take one big jump backwards.
Okay.
And then you can automate all of that stuff moving forward. She actually did a really perfect job. Right? Shanley did a really good job of leaving this right between you, but still, because you're so close, it didn't allow you space to square up. Right?
Okay.
You know what I mean by square up?
Yeah.
Okay. It didn't allow you to face where you're setting, and now we create kind of funny angles. Which made a good set. Jumping. What a point. Nice. Good. Way to be aggressive there. I like this. I like you being aggressive on anything that comes over the net. Right? Ideally, you throw it to places where they're not. Right?
Yeah.
You feel them. You gave them kind of almost 2 free balls and a block. But good. Good aggression at the net. Good ball slap. Okay, let's go. We're ready. That's a serve. Right? That's nowhere near them. No Christmas presents. No happy birthday. Here's a fruit basket that delivered it right to your lap. Man, they didn't move. Watch this. I want to see her feet. She's hopeless if you serve on the sideline. Right? She just felt like she was a football field away. Look at, she can't do it. So you found it. And that's how you got to come out starting that game. Pegging sidelines, making them move, right? Make sure that they can move to a ball first, and then find out where they're most uncomfortable moving to. Some people are really good at passing short balls, right? Some teams can conquer that well. Some people really like it when you serve deep. But if you don't sort of like pick, prod, and turn those little buttons to see where you're most effective early in the game, then you'll never figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
right? And if you serve one person and then the other, and then the other, and then the other, and then the other, and you serve them in all different locations each time, you're not getting a statistically accurate sample, right? Because your sample size needs to be large enough. So you need to do it 3 times in a row and say, did anything good come out of that one of those 3 times? Let's try it a 4th time, see if it happens again. If they were 3 for 3 and totally under control, then you say, okay, let's pick a new strategy. But you can't go in their sans strategy. Like, you have to have a plan, stick to it until the second switch, and then say, okay, is that plan working? Yes? No? Then let's change it. All right. But you cannot change it after 3 side outs, 4 side outs, because you're just not getting like an accurate sample out of that.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. That was the end of that video. Let's go see some other videos here. So far, we've got create space when we're setting. Right?
Yeah.
Make sure that you don't give a slow standing attack option. You don't give into that. You always try to end up with a jump attack. If you're forced into something, see if you can force your way out of it. And then serving location and strategy. Try something until the second switch.
Okay.
Keep track of it in your mind so that you know, like, what happened. That's the hardest thing. Remembering 3 points ago, when I served her short, I know that we lost 3 points in a row, but the last time, 4 points ago, we served her short, she overpassed. We have to go back to that. Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Oh, now the sound's on.
Here we go, Chichu.
Yeah, Chichu. Do it. Good parental support. You guys got that down. Oh, they gave it right back to you. I don't know if this is a new team or not, but like, boom, they made you move, made your team move, and it just couldn't be handled. Okay, so both teams here so far having trouble with any serve on the line. What's this up stuff? So, what's the point of jumping high and being tall?
So that you can put the ball down.
Yes. Okay. We default to flat. If we can't hit up, if we can't hit down, then it becomes flat. Because what does that do to the other team?
It gives them a chance to take the point.
Why?
It makes it easy.
Yeah. Gives them more time, right? Anytime you hit a ball up, you've given them more time to get to it. Make a decision and then accelerate the ball. As soon as you put your hand up here, fine. There was nobody protecting that net. Look. Right here, right here. Nobody's protecting the net. Right? So now this ball needs to cross here. You see my cursor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that ball can cross flat across the net, and then they're rushed. Instead of loopy-loo, and they have time. Oh, she had time to make a decision and execute something. Right? So that's what we think. We got to think, anytime we can accelerate our attack, we have to think, what's the faster, flatter level of that? Ideally, an attack goes straight down. Next ideal is as steep as possible. Next ideal is hard and flat-ish, so it goes down deep. And then everything else is flat, but nothing up. And if you're going to be playing above players, like if you think your vertical is high enough to out-jump anybody, good. That means that you should never attack a ball up. Okay, anytime it leaves your hand, flat, 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 or down. But there's never an up attack.
Mark, would that be the same for indoor?
Hell yeah. Absolutely. I mean, everything should be flat and down, flat and down. The only other time that you want to go up is if you are jammed at the net super tight, like within a foot, and there's blocks there, then you have to play up, right? But that's only if you don't get your feet there and you can't still attack high and rip off the net. So look at, you go ahead and watch any World Tour video after this, indoor or beach, right? And you'll see that every attack at the highest level is hard and flat, hard and flat, hard and flat, or down. Nobody, again, unless you're tipping, right, and you're tight, that's when it goes up. But it's still got to be, obviously, it's still got to be as flat as possible so that the defense can't go pick it up. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so just try to, like, continue to get that in your mind. We've seen, like, the Ryan Doherty and Robbie Page. Do you know who those guys are?
No.
Okay, so one of them 7'1" and one of them 7 feet. That's how tall they are.
That's
And
crazy.
yes, it is. And they still think like, oh, it's beach, so it's a softer game. So their attacks were going up to get over blockers. And you look at them, and until they're your partner, you're not going to tell them this because they're your enemy. But you're looking at them going, if you can hit over a block, if you're attacking here and the block's here, this ball should be going down over them, not still looping over them. Like, finally, Ryan Doherty, now, you know, he's finishing in the semifinals and world tours and everything like that. So somebody finally got through to him and said, there is never a moment where you should even hit flat. Everything you should hit should be downward because you're that much higher than everybody else. And that's what makes him one of the best in the world. So, flat or down, never up. And that's for you, right? Some players that you play with might have to hit slightly upward, but again, their default has to be as flat as possible. Can she get a kill from here?
No. I probably should have peeled.
I agree. All right, because right now she's attacking. And if we go back to, it's not going to be terribly accurate, but from this far off, you are now with this space. She's maybe a quarter of the way in. You're taking this from your foot, and then you're taking maybe this if we had a 3D drawing, but we don't have a 3D drawing. So. You're taking up a small alleyway, really small alleyway, because the further they are, think about this. Okay, so I'm attacking from here, right? Here's like my flashlight. If my hand is close, I have to go super wide around my hand in order to get around it.
Yeah.
I wish I had a better demo. But the further you are away from this, right? If this is a flashlight and this is the shadow creator, the further you are away, the shadow becomes smaller and smaller. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we got the flashlight, right? Here's the flashlight, here's the blocker. The closer it gets, the more you take up, right? So now the only lights are going that way and that way. I'm a little bit away, then it's pretty wide and pretty wide. When I'm out here, now the only area that I'm taking is super small. So when she's this far off the net and you're still up there blocking, you're giving a lot of space behind you and you're forcing your defender to take that. Just better to leave.
Yeah.
Even take that. And then as you move forward, we're not going to talk about it today, but as you move forward, your blocking lineup has to change. Your positioning has to change, like how far over you move and how far in you move, based on how far from the net the ball is. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. You would be all over the ball if it's really tight. But as she moves forward or as she has to attack from further back, then you have to like really take smarter positions. But we can't really talk about that today, so we just want to talk about the other stuff. But just keep that in mind that your lineup is going to change based on the attacker's distance from the net. And we're talking like inches. Like if it's 6 inches off, then you're like, okay. What? Oh, you touched that block?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That was kind of a last-minute decision. I just remembered, so I didn't really have time to think of anything.
Okay. Okay. So I want to see this. So what are you blocking here? Are you blocking line or angle?
I think I was blocking line. We don't really block cross.
Okay. So she's leaning backwards. Means you shouldn't be there anyway. But she's so far off the net that you've still given her so much line. Right? Even if your defender has to take a thicker cross, like a wider cross, that's cool. That's fine. They can handle that because she's far from the net, so they'll have time to react. Shanley will have time to react. But now you've left some space outside here. So now Shanley has to defend sideline to sideline. Right? Once they're far off the net, once their attacker is off the net, first of all, you should probably drop. If they can't hit down, peel. Get out of it. Now, if you think they can still hit down and then they're far off the net, then you have to be strict, making sure you defend the sideline that you called. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, Shanley likes to sit middle back there. Okay. See the next one. Clear the strong. All right. Talk to me. Talk me through this set. Tell me the good and the bad.
Well, it was good because it was right in front of her, but it was bad because I couldn't really see where she was.
Okay.
And I wasn't square.
Okay. What do you mean by right in front of her?
Like, I didn't just shank it everywhere because I couldn't see her.
Yeah, it wasn't a miserable set. I agree with that, right? I think in order to be great, you must feel where she is, right? This is just your job. So she's there, so you have to feel her in your peripheral, right? You know where she is. At this point, you still know where she is. She hasn't like sprinted across the court or anything.
Yeah.
Your job now is to feel where she is, okay? And that's right here. I'm going to draw in again. Here's her right arm. What's your job as a setter?
To keep it to her right.
Yep. To lead that right arm. So let's see if this set does that. Come on, Mel. Okay. See how she had to step to her non-power side?
Yeah.
Right. So she had to step left in order to attack that. So her job is to create space for her hitting shoulder. Your job is to default to setting the inside of her hitting room, basically the right side of her body. So in order to be perfect, you would have had to lead her this way, more this way. Any set on this side of the line and still like you know, within body from within this line from your head, any of those sets in that corridor would have been fine. But this led her to her non-power side, and she actually did a really good job of getting her feet to the ball. So that's pretty sweet. But for the best possible set in that location. I know you feel like you can't feel her or you can't know where she is, but you have to. That's your job. Feel your hitter, know where they are, and lead that hitting arm.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, point for us. Okay, still recording. Man, let's see what we're working with. Okay, so on your toss, she's moving in. Whoa. She left you a whole third of a court to serve into over here. Right?
Yeah.
So this weird move in by her, you can catch her on it. You know? And you're like, if I were coaching, this would be hard for you guys to pay attention to. But your partner Shanley, she can look at this and be like, hey, every time you toss, she's jumping in before she makes a serve receive. So if you just catch her right on this sideline, she'd be done. The more accurate swing. Yeah, nice up. Okay. What are you saying right now?
I kind of shanked it.
No, it's a good dig. It's up, it's high. She can set it. She can get two hands on it. Now, what do you got to say? Like in the game, what do you have to say?
I have to tell her where I am, like to tell her to set back.
Back where?
To the net.
We're always going to set on the net. That has to be 100% absolute default, right? Like no matter when I'm setting, I'm putting you in the best attack position, which is 3 feet from the net, period.
Okay.
Unless I see that you're actually on the ground, then I have to send it over. So?
I don't know. I would tell her where I am.
Okay. I would say right here, back on your head or with you. So I would say back and then either on your head or with you so that she knows not to push this because you have great space. If she ends up setting back and thinking that you're somewhere over here or over here, then she's going to set your left arm. Because right now, the only job that she has is anywhere from there. Come on. Well, you see what I mean, I think, right? But anywhere from there to there becomes a good set that leads your hitting arm. Yeah. But if she sets outside of this corridor, if she sets outside that, then you're going to be moving left. So I want to see what happens. I hope she leads. Yeah. Right? So she found your body instead of leading your body. So now you had to stop momentum, and then you had to, now it's almost a left side swing. So you don't encourage your setter to set you the correct ball. They don't know exactly where, and then that puts you into trouble. And since you're going to be playing with like a lot of different people all the time, your language should start to get really clear. So that when you say something, if I've never met you or never talked to you or I've never seen you play, after you pass, I know exactly what you want based on how you talk.
Okay.
So I'd say back on your head or back tiny push, like don't push it all the way, back tiny push. It'll be fine. Okay. Yeah, Avery Joss, when I played with him, you know, he would say, back, little push, little push. And that would be enough. And I know, like, okay, I'm not sending it wide. I'm not sending it out to him, but you're just giving him a little bit of extra besides from straight up. And that type of language, the better you can communicate, the better it is. Let's take a look at one more here. They're all going. Yes. Go, 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 go. Okay. Okay. We have to move backward. No! Talk to me about it.
I didn't lead her right arm.
Boom.
Pushed it to her left.
That's all you got to do. Okay? Anytime you see this, anytime you go back to film, anytime you're practicing, think about that. Leading the right arm, leading the right arm, leading the right arm. Because now she's leaning away, and then her arm back. That weird shape. We don't like that shape. She managed. When you manage, you win a point, but the process isn't there. I don't really care. If you play the best technical point possible and you still lose it, for now, I'm happy. Yeah, so similar, you're still moving directly in front of the passer. Make sure that you're covering both people, like that you can like quickly shuffle and tag each person if you needed to.
Yeah.
Okay. Good peel. Hey, that's a point. Good double high five. Yeah, same. Okay, so that's one thing that we'll just always repeat, right?
Yeah.
Make sure that you're available to cover the setter if they go wide. Because here's where I think the future of beach volleyball is on easy passes, directing where we pass our ball. So I think that bases are going to change. I don't think that everybody's always going to try to pass middle like they are right now. I think if they get an easy pass, some teams are going to end up passing high and tight right here where my cursor is, because that's going to lead to an open net down ball. And you need to be ahead of the next evolution of the game, so you need to be prepared for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, ref! No! Wasn't me. Talk to me.
She didn't move.
She didn't move. 1, 2, 3. She basically could have sat still if she wanted to. Right? Your goal is to make somebody move 3 steps in order to pass a ball. Anytime you're serving, 3 steps, 3 steps, 3 steps. Okay. Yeah. We can go over that for days. And then we're also seeing just not strategizing yet. Not seeing who I should pick on and how I should pick on them, right? Because right now you don't have any data. You haven't collected any data because you've given them balls in their lap. Then you had 2 aces on the sideline, and then we never went back to it. So keep that in mind. You're like, in your mind, you're writing down points, you know, keeping in a little agenda so that next time you come to the service line, you've seen something. And then when you're serving from match point and it's like 21-20, you've seen your different types of serves. You've seen them at least 7 times each.
Yeah.
Or you've seen it, you know, 40 times because that's what you've done and that's how you've gotten the most points. Ooh. Spacing.
Right.
Create space for her and then say back on your head, back on your head. Let's see if she leads your right arm. No! So you had to make the left move? Right? So
Yeah.
Lead the right arm, lead the right arm. Oh, that's the second time this girl has done this. I hope you get, no! Left arm. So you guys have to have talked about this, right? So it's the second time that she tried to go over on one. So anytime you attack, you got to talk to your partner like, get still, get still. She wants to come over on one. You get beat on that once, fine. She tries for a second time. Now you know. Prepare religiously. Okay. Left arm set. 3 times she does it. Dirty. But if she wants to give us 1-overs, then we're going to be better than her.
Right.
All right. So that's all we got. Where are you? I think you we can cut the screen share from there somehow. Eventually, I'll learn how to do it. But what questions do you have from that? Anything that was like weird, confusing?
I think I had one before, and I think it was about the blocking between like both the people, but I can't remember exactly what it was.
Okay. Was it your spacing? Was it? I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure. Stop screen share. Okay. Do you have to jump when they go on 2? What are you looking for? How do you know when you should move to the hitter?
Yeah, I think like if they do faster sets, like how would I make that work?
Okay. Most teams right now are not spreading, right? They're not like going pin to pin or antenna to antenna.
Yeah.
So right now that probably won't happen. But what do you do? Because that's how the game is currently evolving. Teams are now running speed offenses, which means that they're passing wide and high so that the setter has the option to jump and attack or set fast and wide, so that they're trying to get rid of the blocker. They're saying like, okay, we're just not going to deal with the blocker. We're always going for an open net or a broken blocker.
Yeah.
Essentially, when you face teams that are doing that, you're going to have to be quick and your serves are going to have to be tough so that they can't pass perfect. Because if you leave somebody who has an on-2 option and an on-3 option every play, that's going to be really tough.
Yeah.
Right? So you will have time because you just have to recognize, protect, make sure that they're not jumping or standing and attacking. And then as soon as you see them committed and not able to do this or jump and do this, then you can start shifting yourself over to that hitter.
Yeah.
But you just have to make sure that they can't do a flat, fast attack, that you would at least get hands on it.
Yeah.
And that's it. So spacing, cover both people first, then cover the hitter. A little bit of work on square up and serving. Man, don't let them touch the ball. Make them dive for every serve receive. Make them dive. If you serve and they haven't moved, you got to think to yourself, oh, I just made them their own dinner. You don't want to make dinner for people you don't like. No way. No. All right.
Mark, if there was one tournament or something this summer, like if we're looking, or even early fall, what should we look at if we were going to come down for a tournament or a few days, or is there something specific for exposure and experience?
For juniors tournaments, there are many college showcase style tournaments.
Okay.
I think from spring to summer, there's probably going to be 9 or 10 that you can go to and have the option. I'm not 100% connected into that world. I mean, all of the coaches, I know them by name, but it's not something that I pay attention to.
Right.
But I do know that a lot of the teams are now hiring coaches to be there for the tournament.
Okay.
So if you do need like a tournament coach, let me know. And if I'm not available, then maybe one of our volley camp coaches will be as well.
Great. Do you know Scott Davenport?
Yeah, of course.
I know we reached out to him, and he was saying that Annie could drop down to some of their practices, and if she's doing a tournament as well. So I guess he'd be a good connection too to have down there.
Absolutely, yeah. He's great. People have been going to him for years. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And it would be great. We'll check with you too if we're going to get down there and see what you've got going on that week.
Yeah, we'll talk to Tammy again and see what happens. See if we can make a big trip out of it.
I don't know that we're going to be able to make the T2 one that she's coming down with. And she's got a good shot at making the indoor BC team this summer for summer games. So that'll be a lot of fun. So that's kind of in that timeline, right? But cool. We could do our own trip too with one or two of us.
Yeah, it'll be fun. California is never a bad thing.
One other real quick question. At this stage too, do you think her and her partner have been together a couple of years now, and they had a successful year last year? Mm-hmm. They're looking to stay together again next year.
Okay.
That's a good thing at this stage, or would you recommend something different?
Are you practicing like with the exact same person every time?
Yeah. At practices, you guys practice together.
Yeah. There's goods and bads to that. If you guys have got a good relationship, then that can be awesome. And you can see the benefits of like girls who really stick together, in Kelly Clays and Sarah Hughes right now, who they're about to be a top 10 team in the world. And they stuck together all throughout college. And then even when April Ross and Carrie Walsh asked them to play, they said, no, we're sticking together. So that's a bold move, right? But they're like, no, we got something good. However, there's a ton of benefit to, as you grow as a person, being able to work with different people and know how to make other people better. The best teammates are the ones who make the other person better. Karch Karai, the volleyball player of the century, he had 45 different partners. And what was great about him was he knew how to make each one better, right? So there's so much value in that, and not just for volleyball, but like understanding that everybody is good at something and maybe not as good at the other thing. But you still have to find out what they're the best at, how you emphasize that, and how you can work best as a team. So I would encourage you to stick together competitively, but don't shy away from anything that, where another person might be. Like if your partner can't make it to a tournament, take that as a cool opportunity to learn how to be a better teammate with somebody else.
Yeah, you did that with Cassie last year.
Yeah, Maddie.
And Maddie, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, more volleyball is always better. And she, you don't know. Maybe she's going to quit next year. Maybe she's going to move away. Maybe her parents get a new job. You can never predict any of that. So if you get 100% glued onto this person is my only future and I'm not good enough on my own, then you're going to be stuck in a lot of ways. So make yourself a great volleyball player, make yourself a great teammate, and valuable to anybody else.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem. Let me know when you want to do another one. This was fun, and keep practicing. And good luck in indoor, and stay warm in -degree weather.
Yeah. No kidding. Hey, do you have a copy of this at all, or is it for her to look back?
Right now it'll record and then it'll furnish to my laptop, and then I can send it on YouTube as like a private link, or as a Google link if you want to download it as well.
Okay, awesome.
Got it.
And then I don't know, you can tell me yes or no, but if I want to use this in the future for like educational purposes, for other people, not just yourself, you can either give me permission or not, but I just need a verbal confirmation of, yeah, you can use it if you want, or no, please don't use it, or use it, but only in short clips.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do that.
Mom?
You bet. Go for it. Yeah.
All right, cool. Thanks, guys. Appreciate
it. Thanks a lot, Mark. Yeah, we'll do that again for sure.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Okay.
See ya.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.